Live to the Bears Den for a Valentine's Day edition of Carencro High Basketball, where your Golden Bears coming in at 8-9, taking on the 26-4 Sulphur Tours. I'm going to bring on my broadcast partner now, Coach Gavin Peters. First of all, I got to say a special thank you to Miss Jenny Peters for allowing Gavin to be here on Valentine's night. But we're excited to be with you, Gavin. This is a big ball game. Carencro coming off of a heartbreaker of a loss on Tuesday night here in the Bears Den against Sam Houston. Buckle up. Big-time basketball here tonight.
Absolutely, man. Very tough loss. Actually, two tough losses in a row. I think we came in, with high expectations for Lafayette High. And it was a must-win game versus Sam Houston, and unfortunately we dropped both of those, and it doesn't get any easier tonight, man. We got the Sulphur Tours, or as I've called them, the Gonzaga Tours, after watching them for about an hour today in 8th period. So we got a heck of a challenge up tonight, and just hope that we're up for it.
Yeah, they shoot the heck out of the basketball, Coach. Not only are they 26-4 on the season, and majority of those losses coming early on in the campaign, but they're undefeated in district play. Of course, they haven't faced the Lafayette High Mighty Lions quite yet, who put a 20-piece on the Golden Bears a week ago. But, look, they're going to shoot it well from the perimeter. They're going to force you to play court to, full court, and they're going to try to force you into some bad decisions. On the Carencro side, look, it's a different team than early in the year. They want to slow it down. They want to play a little slower. Game in the 40s. If Sulphur had their way with it, they'd play at a much quicker pace, and this game we play in the 60 to 70s. If Carencro wants to have a chance, they're going to have to play well in the half court.
No doubt, man. I remember years ago when my stepdad, Ronald Davis, was the head basketball coach of the Gina Giants, and his assistant coach, Coach Greg Jones. I remember one tournament we were playing, and he said we want to hold the guys to about 9 points a quarter. 9 points a quarter, so that means they should finish the game somewhere in the 30s, correct, if my math adds correctly. Well, I'm looking at the schedule, 30-something, 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 30-something. I mean, these guys play great defense, man. They play great defense. They're very well-rounded. And I'll be honest, man, we even kind of joked about it with the coach. I expected to see a few more darker complected guys out there, man. But the white boys can play.
Hey,
white boys
look
can play,
a little
man.
bit more like me than you, but those guys can sling it from the outside.
Absolutely.
And it really starts with the point guard, Ian Malone. He's just a phenomenal volume shooter, coming in at 38% from behind the arc at the high school level. That's just extraordinary.
Yeah, man, and these guys make their free throws, watching their highlights on Huddle. And, like the last clip on the highlights on Huddle, it's kind of like the overall stats. And I'm looking at their free throw percentage, 80%, 90%, 100%. I don't know if these guys have very many weaknesses. I guess if we're looking at them on the court, they don't seem to be very lengthy and very bulky. But performance-wise, the results speak for themselves. This is a heck of a ball club.
So we talked about Carencro slowing the game down. They're going to have to do very well in the half-court sets and finish the basketball in traffic, inside the paint is something they kind of struggled with. A week ago against Lafayette, they didn't do very well, especially on the defensive boards. There were a lot of second-chance points that Lafayette was able to get. So not creating those opportunities for the Sulphur Tours are going to be very key in this ball game. Who do you look for Carencro tonight, really to excel on the glass to kind of limit those opportunities for the Tours?
Well, I think it's going to have to be a collective effort, Obviously, the young Hayden Monroe and Savion Taylor, those are the guys that probably have the most length for us out there, right? Which are the guys that probably have the best DNA to have the most immediate impact on the board. But I think it's going to be a collective effort. The way our team has kind of matriculated over the weeks, it's going to be a collective effort in every statistical category in order for us to be successful.
I think you're right. And I think that's kind of what this team has been this year. Even early in the season, before the football guys got here, they were a team that played with a lot of depth. A lot of guys get minutes. They can come in waves. They just maybe lack a little bit when it comes to physicality and length, but they do make up with it when it comes to just sheer bodies that you could throw at teams. So I think that's something worth noting as well. Talking to Coach Kovach, only 3 games left in the season, and it's important, Coach. They're hanging around. Coming in right now, it's 22 seed. Tonight, they have a very strong team. They still got to play at Acadiana, and I believe they have forget who the second game is on Tuesday night, but they're going to have to win at least one of the final 3 to make it to the playoffs. But, boy, when it comes to power points, if you're able to win a game like this against a team with 26 W's, it kind of does the speaking for yourself.
Yeah, I think it's the old saying, you win, you get in. You win, you get in. You lose, I mean, you just living on a prayer. What was this, that Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi? Living on a prayer, man. Living on a prayer.
Well, Coach, I mean, you've been in this position before in your career where, a team maybe started out pretty well and then you kind of hit a wall and then it got a little difficult. How do you keep a team like this motivated from the mental aspect to stay in the ball game and compete and really find ways to win?
Well, you've got to just keep chopping wood, man. You got to chop wood, carry water. Old Phil Jackson's statement. It's important to keep the main thing, which the main thing tonight is obviously going out here and executing the plan that's been put into place over the last couple of days. But you just got to keep the main thing. Understand that you can't do anything about the past. Focus on what's ahead, and let the chips fall where they be.
And when that happens and you run into some hard times, a lot of players like to get vocal. You get some players to step up and leadership vocal from within. Peer-to-peer is big. Wilson Landry is a guy who gives you that. He's a guy who gives it all on the floor. He's not scared to speak his mind. He's got an old soul as well. I look for him to kind of lead the Bears tonight, especially defensively, create maybe a couple turnovers that could turn into easy buckets.
Look, the reality of the situation is that, whenever you're not quite talented enough as the teams that you're competing against, you have to compensate for that with what I call intangibles, which are the things that doesn't require, speed and height and length, et cetera. And the big five critical intangibles in our football program are effort, toughness, discipline, commitment, and pride. Okay, we've got to have a tremendous increase in all five of those categories for us to win this game tonight and for us to win rest of the games going forward down the season.
Starting tonight for the Golden Bears, number 2, Dentrell Morris. Number 11, Jeremy Lawrence. Number 12, Wilson Landry. Number 13, Kendrick Bernard. And the freshman phenom, number 23, Hayden Monroe. We're all set to tip off here in the Bears Den, and it's going to be controlled early on by the Sulphur Tours in the half court. Whip the ball inside quickly, trying to find the ball down toward the goal. It's going to be a loose ball and going to get a jump ball very early on. Arrow back to Carencro.
Yeah, very early on, they've had some games where they didn't even turn the ball over, and on the first possession we almost get a turnover. So not a bad start right there for the Bears defensively.
You got to like the way they keep those hands active in the passing lane, Coach, trying to come up with those turnovers. Right now, Carencro in that motion set, very patient, trying to find the open shot.
Yep,
Landry.
Started off in 1-4 high.
You like to see how patient they are, though. They are a team that wants to play the game a little slower. Patience is a key. You cannot take bad shots when you run this type of offense and give the opponent extra possessions.
Tell you what, very early on, I'm very impressed with 34. Giorgio, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his last name, but he's a foreign exchange student. Looked pretty good on film, and he looks pretty good out there in person as well.
That three is going to be off the mark. Very patient and good look by Dentrell Morrison. The Tours are going to go quickly. Going to pull up quickly from the mid-range. It's going to go off the back iron, bounce back towards the Tours. Going to set the offense back up, spin move in the lane. He's going to try to find the big fella, and they will. They'll get a foul down low. Looks like they're going to get Hayden Monroe, the freshman with the body. I like the effort so far on the defensive side of the court for the Bears.
Yeah, Hayden's just got to stay on the floor there. He got off the floor. You can't leave the floor right there. Just got to stay up, get the arms up, full extension, and contest the shot.
And I do like the offense. I thought they were patient. They waited till they got the open shot. Morrison really got the open look. He just couldn't knock it down. I think Coach Kovac and company will live with that. First free throw was up and good for the big fella, the Italian foreign exchange student. Second free throw is good as well. Morrison's going to bring the ball up and reestablish the offense as the Tours look to play more of a zone look now.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed on film is that they'll drop off into a 2-3 zone every now and then, and they do a pretty good job of doing it.
And they mix it up, Coach. It's almost like a match zone. They're not afraid to jump in the man, back to zone.
Yeah,
they did it just right there.
Yeah. Almost maybe a 3-2 zone, 1-2-2. It's definitely
Ball's going to go out of bounds on the
it.
Tours, and Carencro's going to get the ball underneath their own basket. Morrison a little small in stature, but he's going to find the flashing guy towards the rim. That's going to be Wilson Landry, who finishes it to tie this ball game back up 2-2 with 6:10 left to play in the first quarter.
Main Blaine, two things I'll never get tired of on the basketball court is elbow jumpers and inbound sets. Elbow jumpers and inbound sets. I live for those.
Spread Carencro up, and then they're able to finish the ball at the rack. That was Davey getting the ball all the way down to the boards.
Davey's a good player, man. He's another one that I had a lot of respect for. Watching some huddle in 8th hour.
Turnover right there for the freshman, Hayden Monroe. Couldn't keep that back pivot foot step on the ground as he walks right there and picks up the turnover. 5:50 to play, still low scoring, 4-2 in the Bears den.
Bears jump in a 1-2-2 half-court trap.
Boy, they moved the basketball around quick, Coach. You hit the nail on the head.
You know, we jumped into the trap, full-court press deal against Sam Houston, and Sam Houston actually didn't handle it very well. Sulphur looked like they handled it pretty well on that first possession.
You don't want to give up second-chance buckets like that. Malone missed a shot. He was able to get his rebound, though. Very similar to what we saw a week ago against Lafayette. Great pass by Morrison, hitting the flashing Jeremy Lawrence in the paint.
You know, it's very important against that match switch zone that they're running to cut, okay, and be able to get the pass through that open window, and pretty good execution right there.
Very good. In traffic, too, Lawrence was able to finish at the rim. 6-4. There's going to be a foul off the ball now against Carencro. It's going to be on Barson.
You've got to be able to cut against the zone, and you cannot miss it.
I think it was a great pass, though, right? Beautiful. Small window. He got it through. Lawrence with the great finish. Taking the ball out underneath the Carencro basket. And they are going to get the big fella. How you pronounce it, Coach? Give it to me.
Ingrasso.
Ingrasso is going to come up with the turnover. 6-4. 5 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Morrison taking it down. KB's been a little quiet. Early in the season, he kind of led this Carencro team in scoring. It's been a little streaky. Had a good night a week ago on Tuesday night against Sam Houston, 3 for 4 from the field.
Yeah, we definitely need KB to take over, man. You know, we need more guys to hoop. You know, and he's got the ability to do that, and we need him to take over. Heck of a shot.
Jeremy Lawrence with a great shot from the top of the key. Couple steps from behind the arc. He drains it. 7-6 now with 4:35 to play in the first quarter. I like the ball movement. They created that open shot. Had a cutting guy in the lane, wet and open, was able to get the ball out toward the perimeter, then found the open man at the top of the key, Coach. That's the kind of ball movement you want against the zone.
No doubt, man, no doubt. And just love the quick release by Jeremy, no hesitation. And he's another guy, you know, we were talking earlier about guys that we need to step up and hoop for us. He's got the ability to do that as well. And, you know, Jeremy's got a well-rounded game. He can play in the post. He can shoot it from beyond the arc. He can take it off the dribble. He's got a well-rounded game.
Lawrence, of course, coming up with that big three, and then he also had a nice finish in the lane a little bit earlier. Carencro continued to defend Sulphur really well early on. Sulphur does a great job, though, Coach, moving the ball around the perimeter, trying to wait for their open shot. Carencro is making them work for it.
Well, I think very early on, you see the tremendous job that our coaching staff has done of getting our guys ready to go. It's clear that we have a plan, and so far our guys are executing that plan very well. We're back in the 1-4 high set, setting it up for Dentrell right here, swinging around. I wish we would have got to it.
That shot might have been taken a little bit early in the possession by Kendrick Bernard. So far tonight, they've been able to get Malone very off balance. I know he had a bucket earlier, but so far they're not letting him get those easy shots that he wants. After the miss, though, the ball will go out of bounds on Carencro, and it will be Sulphur ball underneath the Carencro rack.
Man, Blaine, it's real simple. You know, if you're going to be good out there on the football field as a corner, you've got to be able to cut off all the oxygen between you and the receiver. And I think one of the things that we've done well so far tonight with Malone is we've cut off the oxygen. He doesn't have much oxygen. He's got to create it all.
I agree, Coach, and they're defending him well without the ball, right? They're defending him before he catches and not allowing him a lot of free space.
Any oxygen. That's what I was so disappointed with us with Flip versus Lafayette High. We gave him too much oxygen. We've got to cut off all the oxygen, make him earn it.
Moving the ball around Sulphur. Nice pump fake, getting the man up in the air. Not able to finish that mid-range jumper. Carencro comes up with a rebound as Landry's going to push it a little quicker up the floor.
Thibodeau's got a great pump fake, Coach, and he's really good off the dribble. Nice catch and shoot guy.
I think there's a lot of guys on this team that play very similar.
Yes, no doubt.
They got 5 guys that they're comfortable with, and they'll let all 5 guys shoot it too.
Gonzaga, coach, the Gonzaga Tours.
Morrison running the offense right now, waiting for flashing man to come open. They keep moving back from match zone to man-to-man. Lawrence is going to take himself into the paint. Couldn't come up with the basket, but he's going to get caught on the wrist and get 2 shots.
Yeah, you know, Jeremy's another guy, man, that like I just mentioned, you know, we need him to take over and put the ball in the hoop. Bottom line, the game of basketball is about putting the ball in the hoop.
That's one thing that they have been struggling with, coach, is just finishing.
You got to be able to put it in the hoop, man. Got to be able to put it in the hoop.
Off the back iron on that first free throw is going to be no good. The score is going to remain 7-6 with 2:57 to play in this first quarter. You know, on Tuesday night, they had an opportunity late to come up with a win. That second free throw is going to get the shooter's roll and finish to bring the lead to 2. And they just couldn't come up with it. It's like they didn't have that guy that could just finish the ball in the rack.
Yeah, and I just think, too, that, you know, we got to be better jump shooters, you know, just the way that our roster's kind of matriculated over the course of the season and the players that we have on the court right now. And for us to be successful as a team, we just got to be better jump shooters. That's a charge.
You got to love to see that in true Carencro fashion. They're going to pick up the charge. And that'll be a turnover for the Tours, and the Golden Bears will get the ball back, leading 8-6 with 2:37 left to play in this first quarter. You got to love that kind of play.
Hey, pound for pound, man, I've got a lot of respect for Dentrell Morrison, man, and I know everybody else got a lot of respect for him as well. He's been playing his tail off the last few games for us.
Derek Lott's getting his first action tonight. He's been a mainstay in this lineup all season long. Kendrick Menard now whipping the ball back out, finds an open Wilson Landry who couldn't finish off the back iron.
Catch and shoot, baby. I love it. Catch and shoot. Catch and shoot.
I'll take that shot all day, Coach. Sulphur, though, bringing the ball deep into the paint, whipping it back out. They move it around so quickly. Carencro doing a good job, though, playing basketball with their feet, keeping the hands active in the passing lane. And it's going to be a turnover for Sulphur. Carencro's going to get the ball back.
You know, Maine Blaine, it's been a little rough for us, but we're a championship program. And our coach has got championship pedigree. And once again, you can tell that we are prepared and ready to go.
Lots now running the point with Morrison out. They're going to continue to be patient on offense. Whipping it around the perimeter, a little match zone. Going to let it fly from the 3. Going to be off that front iron for Jeremy Lawrence.
You know, one thing that I pride ourselves on is that we've, you know, been doing a good job of taking good shots. You know, they haven't been falling, but I think we've been taking good shots in the last couple of games. Don't necessarily love the last 2 possessions. Would like to see us kind of get the ball swinging around a little bit more and get some better shots.
I know there's no shot clock, and, you know, you say you don't want to take the shot too early in the possession. But
yeah, that was extremely early.
Same thing here, though, right? You really want to be patient. That's kind of been their MO and kind of their DNA, especially since they got into district.
You know, I thought we had Trail set up with the double screen here, and we took a shot a little bit too early in the possession and didn't go in for us, and then same thing on the last possession. So let's kind of get offense a chance to get rolling. Good
Great
pass.
board by KB.
Good
Quickly
take.
to to Lawrence, who couldn't finish on the baseline. Quickly back the other way, as Sulphur has not been able to find open shots as Carencro's defended him so well. As the spin move in the paint. Second chance opportunity now for Sulphur. They're going to shoot it from the outside off the back iron.
That's a foul.
Looked like Savion had secure position to go up for that ball, and they will call the foul on the Tours. I think you got the call, Coach.
Oh, man, I was a little concerned for a while, Maine Blaine. I was a little concerned for a while.
I think you got the call, Coach.
They going to get me like Coach Rip in here, man.
Savion Jones coming in now. He had put himself in great position right there for the board. He'll get the man for coming into the body. Still remaining at 8-6, very low scoring here in the Bears den on Valentine's night.
That's what we need. We need this thing to be low scoring. We need to put as much pressure on these guys physically and mentally as possible.
Good recovery right there by KB to eliminate the turnover. Couldn't come up with the basket. Now they're going to pressure the Tours, who's going to try to go quickly.
Charge. We got to set up for the charge there.
Backside didn't step up right there, Coach.
Yeah, you know, I've noticed that, you know, very early on in the game, there's a bunch of opportunities there on the baseline to set up and get some charges. We're going to have to get a few.
Little backside defense. What a pass. KB hit a flashing wide open. Jeremy Lawrence was knocked out of his hands by his own teammate, Jaden Baptiste, who was flashing.
Yeah, it looks like the young freshman who is gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, man, he is.
Lord have mercy. He's but looked like he was in the wrong position, and unfortunately
he comes out for you
the
on
play
the
a little
football
bit.
field, Coach?
Ooh, we got to have a conversation in a few weeks, man. We got to have a conversation in a few weeks.
Sure you can find a spot for a man
Oh,
like
absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice wingspan, maybe tight end, maybe a little defense.
You know, look, the reality of the situation is I've seen far too many young men like him in my 15-year career, you know, not give football a chance, you know, and a man like him, you know, he comes out there and if he can walk and chew gum. If he can walk and chew gum, Coach, he's going to get a scholarship.
He got a nice basket right there to end the first quarter. Your
That's
Golden
right.
Bears lead 10-8 against the Sulphur Tours. We want to thank our sponsors who make these broadcasts possible each and every home ball game. Led by Quentin Briscoe. Let's take a moment and recognize one of our proud sponsors, Briscoe Chiropractic, located at 148 Easy Street. Dr. Quentin Briscoe, a proud Carencro High alum and the first black male who has been accredited as a chiropractor in Louisiana and Lafayette Parish. Coach.
Wow.
How about
wow.
that? Is dedicated to keeping our community healthy and active. Whether you're dealing with a sports injury or looking for general wellness care, Dr. Briscoe and his team are here to help. Visit Briscoe Chiropractic for all your chiropractic needs and support a fellow Golden Bear, and All-Stater at that. Go Carencro Bears. All-Stater played on the Bluffs for the Southern Jazz.
SU. SSSSSU.
I know you can appreciate that, Coach. I think this warrants a conversation, though. You were just talking about getting a guy like that out on the gridiron. I'm a firm believer as you play as many sports as possible, especially early on in your career. Let the chips fall where they may, but keeps you active, keeps you athletic, and each skill translates different to its respective sport.
Look, we can name a bunch of them, but just two that come off my top of my head right now. Me and my boy were just talking about it the other day. LeBron James played high school football, was an all-state player. Allen Iverson. And what's my man that played for the he's on the starting five right now.
Oh, you're talking about
Anthony Edwards.
Okay, yeah.
Anthony Edwards, you know, he's another one, man. So, we definitely got to have a talk with that young man once basketball's over with.
Not a bad-looking three right there. A little early in the possession for me. It will go out of bounds off the Sulphur Tours, and Carencro's going to get the ball underneath their own rack. Marston's going to take it out. I do like the fact that they are pretty aggressive shooting the ball and trying to get to their shots as Marston's shot goes off out of the inbounds.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start for us right now, I tell you that. Could not ask for a better start.
Marston getting down on the floor, keeping this possession alive, ultimately end up with Sulphur, but you have to love the passion and the effort by the little guy. Open three for Sulphur's not going to fall. They have not been able to find their shot so far tonight. Carencro's going to go quick.
Yes, sir.
Nice lob from Marston. Jones just couldn't finish in the lane. Monroe's going to get it and couldn't finish either. Looked like he had a bunny in between the paint, just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, we need a little bit more poise and composure. Give us that charge.
Waiting on the floor right here. They are going to call it a charge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we need a little bit more poise and composure on that previous possession to get the ball in the hoop. But I could definitely understand, man. We've kind of got this game in our control right now, and I think we're just a little bit too much anxiety on that last possession. Got to settle down a little bit.
Felt like you had to have it, right?
Yes, sir.
You didn't have to have it. Great defense, though, creating the turnover on the charge right there as Marston playing bigger than his stature so far tonight. Lawrence will find Marston in the corner. He's going to try to get the ball into the paint, and he will. The freshman, Monroe, in traffic, finishes to extend the lead to 4.
Nice finish by Monroe, the freshman.
He's going to force the turnover.
Deflection.
Gets it out in front. It's going to be brought by Lotz. Couldn't come up with the finish. It'll be rebounded by the Tours.
So once again, same thing right there, Main Blaine. Same thing. We got to have a little bit more composure, okay, and finish the possession.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about in the first quarter, where we have a hard time finding guys that could just finish the basketball. Just having a hard time getting it done. Carencro is going to take a timeout, and we'll take another opportunity to thank one of our wonderful sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to acknowledge one of the fantastic sponsors, Carencro Automotive Center, located at 4317 North University Avenue, right here in Carencro. A family-owned auto shop, Carencro Automotive is committed to keeping our community on the move with top-notch services like all changes, brake repairs, AC work, whether it's gearing up for a road trip or just needing routine maintenance. Trust the experts at Carencro Automotive Center to keep your vehicle running smoothly. And guess what? Tomorrow, right there at the corner of University and St. Peter's, we're going to have a little cookout, right? I think it's is it the Exit 4 Club that's presenting that? Or
Bear Bash Booster Club, yes, sir. Bear Bash Booster Club is going to be hosting a Mardi Gras cookout. I guess is this the correct way? I don't want Coach Joey to fuss at me. Is it the inaugural? Is it the
It's not the first annual. It's the inaugural, right?
It's the inaugural, right. Yes. It's the inaugural Mardi Gras cookout put on by Bear Bash Booster Club, and very excited to get that going. Thank you to Mr. Brian Knott and Ms. Vanessa Knott for opening up your business for us to go out there and represent Carencro football and Carencro High School.
One of the 3 balls finally falls for the Sulphur Tours as they move the ball very well around the perimeter before they found the opening shot to cut this lead to 12-11 with 6 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
You know, eventually, good shooters are going to keep shooting. Eventually the ball is, going to fall. It's going to bounce the right way. So, fortunately, we're able to keep them off for about a quarter, and we just got to continue to apply pressure.
Jeremy Lawrence couldn't come up with that entry pass into the post, and it'll go off of him to a turnover. But in transition, the Sulphur Tours have turned it over themselves off of the travel call. Carencro will get the ball back. I want to go back to something you said too, though, Coach. Those shots are going to eventually fall. They're going to find a way to make some. They're too good of a team not to happen. You don't stumble onto a 26-4 record on accident. You got a good ball club. Those shots will end up falling. You got to keep chopping wood. You got to keep coming, make them pay, make them work for it, and eventually, hopefully you come up with some good results.
Double screen. We got it.
Couldn't come up with it cleanly, as you mentioned, off that double screen. But they're going to be patient, bring it back out.
If you've noticed too, Blaine, we've had a few mid-center court free throw line cuts, very early on in the game, and we got a couple baskets underneath the goal. We're going to have to be able to pull up and hit those jumpers from the free throw line on those cuts as well.
Kind of goes back to being able to finish, right, Coach? Putting the ball in the hoop, something they struggled with. And it seems like Sulphur kind of knows that, right? Is they're going to sag off and play that, go back to the zone coverage. Maybe just be maybe a matchup zone, though, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-3 matchup zone. Tell you what, they do a good job. They've got a little version of it where they switch and, get back in position. Kind of becomes man-to-man in certain situations. They're doing a pretty good job, man.
This possession is still pretty good, especially if you can finish with points. And you will. Dagger from the corner. It's going to be Derek Lotz for 3 to extend the lead, 15-11 with
Trey ball corner pocket, baby. Trey ball corner pocket.
All because of the patientness in the ball movement, Coach. Sulphur's going to take a shot, and it's going to be rebounded by Jones. Carencro still defending this Sulphur Tours team very well, not letting them come up with any easy looks.
I think another good thing that we're doing is that we're running them off the three-point line. If you notice, we probably got 100 pump fakes so far in the first half.
KB's going to look for a 3 off the wing. Couldn't let it fall. Kobe Thomas dives for the ball. Is going to keep it alive for Carencro as Lott's looking for his shot now. Hey, this team is playing with a lot of heart early in this game, something we haven't seen all year long.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Very impressed, very proud. Very proud of our guys. I saw a couple of them the day after we lost the game to Sam Houston. I told them to keep their head up. Tough times don't last, tough people do. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and we've got to respond, and so far our guys have.
Another patient possession for the Carencro Golden Bears as they're content to wait until they find their spot, not really forcing the issue. Almost a turnover there, but Jones was able to come up with it.
I'll be honest with you, Main Blaine. I wouldn't be disappointed with an old Danny Broussard special right here. Pull it out, Coach Kovac. Pull it out. Drain all the clock off.
Lots is okay with that, too.
Drain all the clock off.
KB gets it, whips it back out in the corner. They get an open look from Thomas. Going to be off the front arm. Sulphur, though, is going to try to go quickly as they get it out in front.
You know how in football, Main Blaine, they call it system offenses or system D. That's kind of what their zone is. It's almost like a system zone, It's almost like a system zone. I'm going to have to get educated upon the intricacies of it, but I'm very, very, very impressed thus far.
Waiting on the call. I don't know if they said that ball went out on Sulphur or if that was a travel call once they caught it. either way, it will be Carencro's basketball as Lotz is going to take it down.
You know, if this was like a football possession, I know we'll be telling our guys, they do not touch the ball the rest of the half. They do not touch the football the rest of the half. I would like for them not to touch the basketball the rest of the half. I'd pull this sucker out like Danny Broussard.
Almost like
put pressure on them, mentally, physically.
You want the veer version of an offense?
Yes,
right
that's
here?
right.
3 yards.
That's right. That's right. Spread it out. You got to come guard us.
They're content. Even Lotz that time, who had a look, decides to pull it out. Coach Kovacs is going to call a timeout with 2:12 left to play in this first half. I think you're right, though, Coach. That's a good timeout. You got the ball. You're up 4. You know, against a team that's tough like this. This team has not been challenged in quite some time.
No, not at all. And I'm looking at, 69, 61, 70, 68, 72, 72, 79, 72. These guys are used to scoring points. They got 11 points. They're not comfortable right now. They are not comfortable right now. We need to stick a fork in them, put our foot on their throats, and capitalize on this great opportunity that we have. We've created it. We've created it for ourselves. We need to seize it.
Making them uncomfortable. You're right. You want to make them uncomfortable. They're never going to be out of it, especially the way they shoot the 3 ball. But as much as you can make them uncomfortable and start to doubt. When you have a little doubt, the mental game comes into play. And, hey, this is a Carencro team that hasn't believed in a couple weeks. They're believing tonight. Coach Kovacs has done a great job getting them prepared for here tonight. On Valentine's night, I don't know if they got a couple girlfriends in the crowd or what's going on, but these young men have sure come to play a big ball game against a top 10 ranked team in the state of Louisiana in their classification. Lotz is content with making it slow, just like Coach said. He said, let's run the Danny Broussard 4-corner special.
Pull it out. They don't touch it again. One shot the rest of the quarter.
Unless it's a good one, I agree. Unless you get an easy one, I don't take any contested shot now. Because Lawrence will get it. Keep switching off. Take your time. Take your time. You will find an open look. Look, defenses get kind of lackadaisical too, right? Eventually you kind of fall asleep, and that backdoor cut will be open. They're continuing to work it, that motion offense and that back cut.
That's right. That's right. Be
Looking
disciplined.
for that curl off the top. I like to see that curl a little bit less depth. Almost had that free throw line that you mentioned, Coach.
Get a timeout. Timeout.
You got a timeout. They'll give Coach Kovacs the timeout. I think Golden Bears fans will take it. We'll take the opportunity to thank another sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to thank one of our amazing sponsors, Chick-fil-A, conveniently located off of I-10 on Louisiana Avenue. Whether you're fueling up before the big game or celebrating the Bears' victory, Chick-fil-A has you covered. With their delicious chicken sandwiches, crispy waffle fries, and refreshing lemonade, swing by for a quick bite and support a business that supports our Carencro Bears. Go Bears.
Me and Coach Fran, we all look. Man, Blaine, we give a lot of respect to Chick-fil-A. What's your favorite item?
Man, if I go to Chick-fil-A, I usually get the spicy chicken deluxe. You got to get it. Look, I don't believe in getting any sandwich. If there's cheese offered, you don't get the cheese. My wife brought me home the regular spicy chicken one time, Coach. That almost sent her back, man.
And I'm a little bit different there, Blaine. Like with chicken, I don't really want no cheese on a chicken sandwich, man. Give me a little mayo, a little lettuce.
What sauce you going with, Coach?
Ooh, me and Fran talk about this all the time. Look. For 32 years, I'm 34 now, man, Blaine. For 32 years, I've been a Polynesian guy. Okay, Polynesian guy. Man, I stumbled upon that Chick-fil-A sauce recently.
Coach.
I got to have them both, man. I got to have them both.
I thought it was us.
So maybe I'm going to just call it. Maybe I'm going to call it Chickenesian. Okay, I'm a Chickenesian guy. Chick-fil-A sauce and Polynesian.
Carencro, very patient. They'll get the ball deflected off of Sulphur Tour and remain possession underneath their basket with 42 seconds left to play in the first half.
Coach Kovac's mind is a lot greater than mine, but I would like to think that great minds think alike here, okay? we both have the same thought process, Pull this thing out. We're going in the half.
We get a turnover right there. Jeremy Lawrence will get called for travel on the inbounds pass as it was not a scored basket. You have to keep those 2 feet set when taking the ball out.
If we go into halftime with a lead here, incredible.
incredible effort so far tonight. If they could just get this one to the finish line of the first half and regroup, I think Coach Kovac will be happy. Sulphur might be looking for one possession as well.
Box set, down screen.
What a look right there. And they'll get the foul on Lawrence when the flashing Malone getting the ball all the way down to the block.
You know, I saw that set in the last game. I can't remember if we ran it or if that was Sam Houston that ran it, but I told Franchek that I remember that set from back when my stepdad was coaching the Gina Giants. We called that thing Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
It's physical play. You have to be able to get the ball with a little physicality.
Bounce pass into the elbow, wing cuts, and he just keeps looping around. We got a double screen set up for him on the opposite side.
That first free throw is going to go off the back iron to remain 15-11 with 17 seconds to go. Nice crowd here on Valentine's night as that free throw is going to go in and out. Carencro's going to get it, and they're trying to go quick. They might want to rethink this possession. 11 seconds left. Kendrick Bernard's going to get it in the paint. He's going to put it up. It's going to fall and one. Tough shot. He's going to get it to fall and get to go to the free throw line to make it 3 as Carencro was able to extend the lead. It's now 17-11 with 7.5 seconds left to play in the first half. I don't think Coach wanted him to shoot the ball, Coach, but I think he'll live with that outcome.
You know, I learned from Coach Cedric Figueroa a few years ago back when we were all coaching at Acadiana High School. He said, if you're going to be wrong, you better be right.
Off the iron is going to be Carencro taking the lead into the half, 17-11. Your Golden Bears have played one excellent first half. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll have our thoughts from the first half, some stats, and what your Carencro Bears could do to stay in this ball game and the top 10 matchup right here on your home for Carencro High Basketball, the Carencro Bears Network.
Do you have an injury or pain? Finding it hard to function at your peak performance? Let Dr. Quinton Briscoe and his staff help. Specializing in decreasing bodily injury, pain, maintaining your function, increasing your sports performance, and improving your nutrition and wellness, plus motor vehicle accidents. Dr. Briscoe has been serving the community for over 15 years. We invite you to come and experience a pain-free and healthy lifestyle. Call or visit our website to set up a free consultation today.
Be making my famous burgers.
Text everyone to cancel. The Rivera say it's not even raining at their house.
Aren't they like 2 blocks away? It is coming down out here.
It really is.
That was cheese.
Yes, it was.
Keep walking, Marge.
I bet this is a microstorm.
What's a microstorm?
I don't actually know.
At Carencro Automotive Center, trust drives our commitment to transparency and top-tier service. Using advanced tools and innovative technology, we provide a complimentary digital vehicle inspection featuring a detailed 70-point assessment with high-resolution visuals. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, engine diagnostics, transmission care, or helping you find the perfect vehicle to add to your family, we've got you covered. Our friendly service advisors connect with customers and work closely with skilled technicians, ensuring clear communication. The DVI helps you understand your vehicle's health, empowering you with the knowledge and confidence that your vehicle is in expert hands. Trust is our foundation, and we earn it with every turn of the wrench.
Are you ready to launch your future? Welcome to the Academy of Information Technology at Carencro High School, the premier magnet academy for cutting-edge education in computer science, information technology, and media arts. Dive into a world where your interests come alive. In AOIT, you'll explore technology like never before, mastering essential skills in HTML and Python while gaining hands-on experience in daily TV production and innovative media projects. Our partnership with LSU and affiliation with the National Academy Foundation means you'll receive top-tier computer science education. Imagine leaving the academy with industry-standard credentials from Microsoft, Adobe, and CompTIA, plus a stunning portfolio that showcases your skills. Don't just dream about the future, create it. Follow your passion in tech and join AOIT today. Apply now at LafayetteChoice.com/apply. Your future starts here.
Welcome back live to the Bears Den while your Carencro Golden Bears lead the Sulphur Tours 17-11 at the half. Coach, if you would have drew up how you wanted this first half to go, I don't know if you could have scripted it much better for the Golden Bears.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable job by our players, unbelievable job by our coaching staff. But as you've always said, Maine Blaine, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. We've got to go out here. Hey, it's in our hands. It's in our hands. We got to go out there and finish it in this second half.
You have to execute the game plan in both halves. You have to stay fresh. Hey, let's pretend this score 0-0. I'm sure that's the old cliche, right? That's what you guys use when you're in a game like this. But, hey, you did everything right up until this point. You played tough defense. You had a lot of hustle opportunities. Hey, you got on the floor, picked up a couple charges. Got to do it in the second half. When it comes to offense, though, in the first half, it wasn't much. Only 17 points. Leading the way was Jeremy Lawrence with 6. Other than that, hey, everybody kind of chipped in 2 here, 3 by Derek Lotz. And look, they got it where they needed to be.
The way we played the first half was we neutralized the offensive firepower of the Tours by slowing the game down. Slowing the game down on the offensive side, moving well without the basketball, setting a bunch of screens, hitting some timely jumpers, and cutting off oxygen defensively. That's been very, very critical thus far in the first half, cutting off the oxygen defensively.
Like you said, playing the man without the basketball has been big, cutting off that oxygen, keeping those hands active in the passing lane when you don't have a man with the basketball in your face. But I thought they did a great job on closing out when they had given up some open threes. And, look, they just haven't failed for the Sulphur Tours. Look, this is a team that averages almost 35% from behind the arc. Can't imagine they have much more than about 10 or 15% early in this ball game. I love the defensive effort. The offensive effort helps contribute to that by playing at your pace. Got to continue to be patient, taking the open looks. But I think I like the mix of players Coach has been using. He's been subbing out when he needs to, and it's been a good mixture of different guys getting involved.
I can't say enough about our coaching staff and the job that they've done thus far tonight, and obviously in a couple of days that we had to prepare for these guys. Once again, we got our butts kicked versus Lafayette High. I mean, got ran out the gym. Okay, took a disappointing loss to Sam Houston, one that we thought that we had a very good chance of coming away with. So to be able to respond from both of those losses and have the type of performance that we've had out here in the first half, just mad respect and admiration for our staff and our players.
This team could have easily folded after losing 2 games in a row and really just being kind of lackadaisical after the holidays. It came to play tonight. Coach's staff got it right, and it shows against the top 10 team, leading 17-11 at the break. Let's talk a little bit more about tomorrow, Coach. The parade starts at 11 a.m. It's going to roll. Streets are going to close about 9:45. But, hey, the Bear Bass Booster Club will be cooking jambalaya and hamburgers at Carencro Automotive at the corner of University and St. Peter. Can't say enough of what that does for the program. But folks just come out and support. And, look, hey, get you a little something good to eat, very affordable, and it's going to be a nice family-friendly atmosphere.
One thing that we take pride in, and you see it on our basketball warm-ups, and you see it through our hallway and on our basketball, coach's office door, is getting involved in our community. Okay, getting involved in our community, serving our community, and allowing our community to be a part of us. So this is just another opportunity for us to do that. Of course, we got an opportunity to benefit from it financially, but we just want to get out there and be a part of the great community of Carencro. All right, the great community of Carencro. This town has been built off tradition for many years, a lot of pride, and we just want to continue to build up on that. And the event that we have tomorrow is just another opportunity for us to do that.
I'm going to give you a chance to talk about one of your favorite things, and that's football. Spring football is not that far away, Coach. We're about a month and a half until you guys get to put the pads on and get a little practice time in. What is the build-up like that going into spring as far as offensive install and getting guys acclimated into the program?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't really thought about it very much. Look, we had a lot of issues a year ago, right? We had 18 new starters. We had 8 new coaches. 6 of them were first-year coaches. We've been undersized and maybe not quite as talented as we have been, in the past. But one of the things that I was most disappointed with was our lack of strength on the field. And then just so far this offseason, we've just been focusing a lot on strength and conditioning, trying to do the best that we can to help our guys get bigger, faster, and stronger. And our co-offensive coordinator, Benjamin Gonzalez, who's a guy that for the last 5 years, man, 365 days of the year, we talk ball and we talk scheme. I cuss him out every time he walks up to me right now with a new play or something like that, because I'm saying, Coach, if we ain't strong enough, if we ain't fast enough, we ain't tough enough, it don't make a damn what plays we got drawn up, So right now we're just focusing on improving our strength, improving our speed, improving our toughness, improving our culture, improving our camaraderie, improving our leadership. All of those little things, the intangibles that we're going to need to take the next step and reclaim the pride and respect of Carencro football. So, it's a work in progress. Main Blaine, recruiting classes in off seasons, you ask people, they never have a bad one, right? They never have a bad one, Every college in the world on signing day had a good recruiting class, and half of them going to be fired about a year from now, So, I'm not going to say that we're having a bad off season right now, but when you have the type of season that we had a year ago, you don't want to speak too high on it. You don't want to speak too low on it. I think we are moving in the right direction, but we still got a long ways to go. And I hadn't even thought about spring football until you just brought it up, brother. I don't know how much time we got left. Right now, I'm focusing on a day-to-day process of what it takes to be successful. And right now, that's out there on the weight room, out there on the practice field, out there on the turf, out there on the track, in here in the gym. We do a variety of different, types of trainings. Today during PE, our freshmen were in the weight room. Our varsity guys were out there on the turf, and we did a speed, plyometric type workout, and that's kind of where our focus is right now.
Well, Coach, you'll be here before you know it. You'll have to get to it eventually, but It's nice to hear. Bigger, faster, stronger is the name of the game into this offseason as we look to football season. It'll be here before we know it, Coach.
That's right.
As we wrap up this halftime show, we turn our attention to the second half where your Golden Bears lead. Top 10 ranked Sulphur Tours, 17-11 at the break. Getting the ball to start this second half will be the Sulphur Tours, who look to have a better shooting performance than they did in the first half, but make no mistake about it, it was Carencro's defense and offensive execution that allowed for the subpar shooting of the Sulphur Tours in the first half.
Shout out to our band and, for the halftime just now, the first composition that they played is a composition known as Head Busters, and that's what we got to go out there and do this second half, man. We got to bust their head, okay? I think we're kind of knocking on their head in the first half. We got to bust it all open in the second half.
Carencro playing a little bit of a zone look this time. Kind of interesting. First half was all man. Now they want to switch it up, get to more of a zone look to start this second half. And Sulphur trying to figure it out. I don't think they expected Carencro to be in this defense early on. Getting Carencro a little out of starch right there as they got the defender up in the air, able to go inside and finish with the tough basket was Turner.
What the young man Morrison's got to do right there, man, is set up for the charge. And I think I'm hearing Coach Nick scream it from the bench. I think we're doing a tremendous – look, we've got to run them off the three-point line. We cannot allow them to just shoot 100 threes like they're the Golden State Warriors, okay? We can't do that, all right? We've got to run them off the three-point line. But when we run them off, we got to be able to set up for charges on a low block.
Got to set those feet. Can't get up in the air. They're going to give up an easy second chance bucket off the missed free throw. So just like that, Sulphur was able to cut this to a one-possession, two-point ball game.
I don't think we need to panic here. Play our game, continue to move the ball, slow, drawn-out possessions.
Be patient and wait. I mean, it's worked. You have to believe.
There's no shot clock in high school basketball in the state of Louisiana. There's no shot clock.
It's all about believing in the game plan. In the first half, there was a lot of belief in that game plan. Got to stick with that. Trying to get to the corner was Kendrick Bernard. Couldn't quite get there. Is going to bring it back out again. Content to do that. Going to find an open look. Catch and shoot Trey. He's going to go off the back iron, but second chance look. Back to Marson, who's going to drain the tray to extend the lead. It's now 20-15. Just like that, Golden Bears back up 5.
So great offensive rebound right there by the freshman Hayden Monroe. Second chance opportunities are huge in the game of basketball.
Had a good look on that first three, though. I don't take that look. But even better job getting to that board. Sulphur now trying to do like Carencro, find an open shot. They will drain the trade out from the corner. That was Thibodeau to cut this lead back down to 2.
I think so far, man, we've missed a bunch of opportunities to take some charges.
They continue to just run this motion offense very calm.
Giving goals, baby, giving goals.
Lull them to sleep and wait till you can come up with a possession on a shot that you want to take. Don't let the defense dictate your shot. Sulphur's going to mix up the defense and force Carencro out of that. Monroe's such a versatile player, Coach, with that length. It'll be interesting how if you can develop into that body, get a little bit more coordination, he's got a chance to be really good.
Yeah, he's just very raw. You know, I love the hand and eye coordination that he has on the basketball court, though. That's something that's kind of stood out to me. I can see him getting tougher, game by game. And also, we're hitting the weights pretty hard, and we're hitting the reps pretty high in the weight room right now. And you can actually see his muscles developing some size. So I definitely think he's progressing in a positive direction.
After keeping Malone down, he's able to get to the rack right there after the hesitation fake on the shot. He's able to finish and tie the ball game up. Marson getting down and drawing his own foul on the shot. Going to get 2 free throws. I'm impressed by Marson. This is the 4th time I've watched Carencro so far this year. I hadn't been to every game. He'll always get a lot of minutes, Coach, but he always makes the most of his opportunities and plays much bigger than his stature.
M-A-K-E-I-T, make it. That's how I make it chant, Blaine.
Hey.
You know how they say M-I-S-S-I-T? M-A-K-E-I-T, make it.
Free throws are so important. To get to that charity stripe, you got to be able to finish. That first one goes off the back iron. Especially in a ball game like this where you're going to want to play at a much lower score. You kind of want to force those free to get to the line and finish. Carencro's going to play a little bit of a full court look.
We need a
Not
charge.
super content. Going to close out on the 3, and it's going to go off the front iron, though. Offensive rebound back down underneath, but Hayden Monroe with the big, strong board gets Carencro the ball back. Quickly out into the corner to Lawrence. Going to go off the front iron, be rebounded by the Tours. I don't mind that shot, even though it was early in the possession. That
was a good shot.
Of the game.
That was a good shot.
You had to figure out he was going to find a way to hit one eventually. Can't remember if that's his first 3 or not of the night, but Ian Malone drains the 3 to give the Sulphur Tours the first lead of the ball game.
Man, Blaine, look, that cat's been quiet tonight, but that cat's got game, man. That cat has got some game.
He's a volume shooter, Coach. He's not afraid to put the ball up a lot, but he is a good ball player.
What was that cat name on there? And 1 was big when we was growing up, man. Blaine, what was that cat? White chocolate?
Like yeah,
White chocolate?
He kind of looks like him, too. Marson takes a nice 3 in possession, in rhythm, but he couldn't find the hole. Sulphur going to try to go quickly again with the lead by 2. It's going to be a little isolation play. Diving on the ground, though. Wilson trying to get the ball for the Bears. It's going to be a jump ball in Carencro possession. Love to see the effort from number 12, Wilson Landry, getting down and dirty on the floor. Also highlight a play right there by the freshman, Hayden Monroe, getting those hands active in the passing lane.
Young man's got a bright future, Unfortunately, he's gone through some adversity so far in his high school career, and I think he needed it, Young men like him, he's always been told how good he was and this and that and this and that and this and that. It's good to go through some adversity, and I just think the young man is finally turned the corner, overcoming that adversity and turning it into something positive.
3 ball for Marson gives Carencro the lead back 24-23. Can't stop him, though. Quickly coming back the other way is Sulphur. Gets the 2-point bucket underneath.
Yeah, we've got to be able to stop the ball there, man. We've got to be able to get back.
Stop the ball, slow him
down.
down.
We've got to be able to get back on defense and get set up and not allow that to happen.
Too excited about the 3 there. Nobody got back on defense. Lawrence will take a 3 of his own. Looked like a good look, just couldn't get it to fall. He'll get his own rebound. Back out to Marson on the open 3. Couldn't find the look either. Battling for the rebound underneath is going to be Landry. comes up with it, but they're going to have a foul on the play. It's going to stick underneath Carencro basketball.
You know, we're going to need Hayden Monroe to fight a little bit harder there. He's been giving us some good extra chance opportunities, but I think we've gotten away with a few over-the-back calls, you know, so I'm a little bit worried about those kind of as the game goes on. We're going to need him to fight and get a little bit better position.
Somebody like a Hayden Monroe that you're trying to get some physicality out of. It's going to stick here on Carencro basketball after the missed three. Look like they're going to call that 34 off the ball. I don't know the call there. Carencro will take it, though. But does this help with his physicality, making him play a little bit close quarters in a game like basketball?
Oh, absolutely. I think anytime you got the opportunity to go out there and compete, it helps physicality. You know, and if there's a scoreboard on, you should be competing. So I think anytime any young man or young woman's got the opportunity to go out there and compete, I think it helps them get more physical.
Carencro getting the ball underneath their basket, down by 1, 25-24. It's going to be a turnover on that inbounds pass, and Sulphur's going to go the other way.
Yeah, just unfortunately not good execution for us right there, and unfortunately we get a tough turnover.
Kind of a lazy pass, if you ask me. Sulphur's going to call a timeout. We're going to stay right here and thank one of our sponsors again. How about this? The Carencro Bears Network. We're so excited about this. Catch all the action on the Carencro Bears Network home games live from the comfort of your home. The Carencro Bears Network is thrilled to bring you every thrilling moment as it happens. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and the CBN app. Whether it's cheering from your couch or on the go, CBN's got you covered. Our broadcasters are available on Roku, Fire Stick, and Apple TV, making it easier than ever to support our Bears anywhere in the world. After a successful football season where we reached tens of thousands of fans globally, we're ready to bring you even more exciting sports action. Don't miss out on any of the heart-pounding plays and unforgettable moments. Interested in supporting the Carencro Bears Network? Reach out at cbnstream@gmail.com for sponsorship opportunities and much more information. Join us in celebrating our Bears and becoming part of a growing community. Such a great opportunity, not only for the kids playing in the game, but with our AOIT program, the kids getting to produce these wonderful broadcasts as well, Coach.
And shout out to the tech god, my man Seth Dickerson, Director of Academy of Information Technology here at Carencro High School. What a phenomenal job he's done since he's been hired in that role.
Sulphur was able to get the ball down underneath the basket and finish to extend that lead to 3. It's 27-24. With 1:50 to play in this third quarter, and Carencro getting a little sloppy right there. Marson trying to get the ball out to Kendrick Bernard on the perimeter, in and out of his hands. It'll be a turnover for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, we've got to try to find a way to get this thing back even heading into the fourth.
Personally, I like a little 30-second myself. Kind of talk it over, Coach. Slow it down, get the guys' heads back into it. Foul right there by Kendrick Bernard, kind of fighting through it, maybe getting too much with the body underneath. Not a bad foul, though. I think it kind of stops the flow of the game, the momentum. That's going to be Kendrick's first foul. Taylor making it tough, but even better finish by the Tours to extend that lead. They're up by 5 now, 29-24.
Yeah, I think that young man's name is Debonair. Sweet, smooth, suave, Debonair. Shout out to Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
He has a smooth finish, though, Coach. You hit the nail on the head. He just kind of plays within the flow of the game, finds his shot. I'm impressed by the Sulphur team. I think they're very well coached as well.
Coming out, Torch!
Lawrence getting an open look from behind the arc. He's going to drain it. Cut this lead to 2. 29-27, the Bears trail with less than a minute to play in the third quarter.
Jeremy Lawrence has been absolutely outstanding for us tonight. We got to try to get a turnover here, Blaine. They might try to pull out the Danny Broussard special. They got a little bit antsy right there.
That ball fell right in between a couple Carencro Bears and into the arms of the Sulphur Tours, and it'll be a jump ball sticking right here with Sulphur underneath their basket. Interesting call. I mean, fell right in between a couple Golden Bears who had an opportunity to grab it. The Sulphur Tour was the Italian exchange student, caught it from his backside in between a few Bears. Should be Sulphur's ball. And look, confusion here. Jump ball. Will be Sulphur's ball as we sort it out as they'll get it underneath their rack. Mr. Sanji, let them know. Not trying to get no free points in the Bears cave tonight. Carencro looking to stop the bleeding, come up with a stop. Been a couple possessions since they were able to do that. Great job by Kendrick Bernard to stop the dribble, but even better shot contested for the Tours.
You know, this young man kind of plays like Luka Doncic a little bit.
He's calm, almost awkward, huh?
Man, he's crafty, man, and he can shoot it, he can dribble it, he can take 2 dribbles and pull up, he can attack the rim, he can spin.
Great look right there by Lawrence, finding the open man under the basket to cut it by 2. Under 5 seconds to play. Sulphur's able to come up with a basket right at the half off the offensive miss. It's going to be 33-29 as we head to the 4th quarter. Coach, it wasn't as good in the 3rd, but it wasn't necessarily bad either.
No, not at all, not at all. You know, basketball is a game of runs, and we had our runs in the first 2 quarters, and they had their run in the 3rd quarter. 4 is up now, though, Blaine. 4 is up. 4 is up.
They got to find a way. This is where you dig deep, Coach. This is where you do the extra conditioning. This is where you do the extra preparation. This is where the extra film work comes into play. And you got to dig deep and find a way. Trailing by 4. Look, if I would have came to you before the game and said, hey, you're down 4 entering the 4th quarter against Sulphur, you would have took that every day of the week.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, if we're being real with ourselves, we thought that it was going to be extremely tough for us tonight. You know, but once again, as I said in the first half, tremendous amount of respect and admiration for our players and our coaching staff. We cannot let tonight end without continuously complimenting them for the job that they've done so far tonight.
Have a wonderful atmosphere, too, so far here tonight in the Bears Den. Nice crowd on Valentine's night. Welcoming in this 26-4 Sulphur Tour team. Carencro's going to get the ball to start this 4th quarter. Think you see him play with a little bit quicker purpose, or you think you stick with the game plan?
I think you got to stick with the game plan, man. We're down 4. To me, this is not much different than being up 4, you know. I can remember looking up at the clock, and we were up 15-11. Nothing changes here, man. Nothing changes here.
Looking for that open
Shoot
look.
it.
Lawrence getting it on the perimeter. Like you said, he could have caught that ball in a little bit more of a
Malone did a good job of fighting through and closing out.
They do. This Sulphur team does a lot of little stuff really well. As they fight through the screens, they do a good job switching off on screens.
You know, one of the things we've done tonight was we've shot the 3-ball well, so they're closing out on us.
Jeremy Lawrence will get fouled on the 3-point shot as they'll call the foul on Malone. Lawrence is going to go to the stripe for 3 free shots, down by 4.
M-A-K-E-I-T, make it.
You got to get at least 2 of these, Coach. He drains the first one.
M-A-K-E-I-T, make it.
Jeremy Lawrence so far tonight now in double digits. That's his 10th point of the night as he's going to make his 2nd free throw now.
Final one, man, Blaine. M-A-K-E-I-T.
Get this, cut the lead to just 1, Coach. Lawrence has been pretty good from the stripe. He's going to drain it. All 3 made, 33-32 now, 7:15 to go in the 4th. Looking to play that defense as you did in the first half. Force them to be uncomfortable. Play the man without the ball, as you mentioned. Don't allow the air. Nice switch by Carencro. They'll live with that shot. They'll live with that one, Coach.
Foul. Oh, come on.
That ball was taken from behind. Stuck with it, though.
Stronger hands.
The bucket's going to count, and they're going to call a foul on Sulphur 34. That's going to be his 3rd foul of the night, Coach, after the basket. That's not something you see called very often. It's an interesting call. I know Carencro fans will take it.
Yeah, we had a tremendous opportunity right there. I thought it was a solid defensive possession. We've got to do a better job right there of maintaining control of the basketball.
Carencro looks to try to come out of this with a made basket to keep the pressure on the Tours, trailing by 3. They're doing a great job, though, fighting through the screens and switching, Coach. They're communicating much better than they did in the first half, the Tours.
You know, and not as much activity by the Bears so far. Maybe fatigue is kind of setting in a little bit. Not quite setting as many screens, not quite moving as fast. We've got to continue to possess the mojo.
There's that pass that you've been looking for. Kind of at the elbow. They're going to bring it back out, though. Now down to 6:10 to play in this fourth quarter.
You know, it's real simple, man. You know, when you're going against the zone defense, you got to have a baseline runner, and you got to have the cutter in the paint. Baseline runner and cutter in the paint.
KB Kendrick Menard playing with his back against the away from the goal that time. They're going to bring it back out. Sulphur fans getting a little into it. I think they're playing right into Carencro's hand as they want to play at this pace. Still content, switching on the screens of Sulphur.
Be patient, young man. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient.
Nice look. Nice look. Got to finish that, though, as they gave it to Jeremy Lawrence in the paint. Lots coming up with the big rebound. Larson had the ball for an open look. Tried the pump fake, couldn't keep those feet set. It'll be a turnover on the travel.
Want to applaud Derek Loss for the effort there with the second chance. Offensive rebound.
I bet you Marson wished he'd just let that one rip. He had the open look.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he was a couple of inches taller, I think he would have felt a little bit more confident with it. I think that he got shook up with the length a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. It kind of hurts him. You know, he plays hard, but he is a little bit limited in stats.
I'm telling you, man, pound for pound, I've got a lot of respect for this young man. I'll never forget the first time he walked in our gym, and I ain't a tall guy, man, Blaine. You know that. And that cat was about to my chest, man. I said, oh, Lord, how you going to play on the court for us? Look where the young man is now. Mad respect, young man, mad respect.
Especially in this position, right? Carencro still trailing by 3 as they were able to come up with a stop after the turnover by the Tours. Jeremy Lawrence now getting the ball deep underneath the basket. Couldn't come up with the finish on a nice board by the Tours.
You know, once again, I just love what Jeremy Lawrence is giving us and what has given us so far tonight and what he's probably going to continue to do.
Big basket right there for the exchange student from Italy. Able to finish in traffic to extend the lead to 5. Can't get rattled, though, because still a lot of basketball left to play. No need to rush at this junction. Derek Lotz running the show from the top of the key, taking his time, waiting to find a look. He's going to let it fly. The step back 3. Tough basket as he drains the tray. Cut this lead to 2. It's 37-35 with 4 minutes left to play. Not sure that's the look you wanted, but boy, will you take it. If you're wrong, you got to be right, Coach.
Oh, man, I like it, man. I like it. You got a hoop, man. That was a hooper play, man. He snatched it back, stepped back. It's time to hoop. It's time to hoop.
The confidence to take that 3, too. It's the second three-pointer of the game. Great pass underneath the basket right there and finished by the big fella to bring the lead back to 4.
We're going to have to do something down there on the low block, man. That's a couple possessions in a row where the big man, Giorgio, is kind of getting some easy baskets. We're going to have to be able to deny him, keep him out of the paint. And if he gets there, we got to be able to set up for some charges.
Look, I was about to say that. You got to set yourself up when you get the ball down on the baseline. That backside got to be there to set, to take that charge. I saw a couple opportunities that were missed that they couldn't able to get to. I really want to credit Sulphur, though. They do such a good job. Even when they get the ball deep into the paint, they're looking for the cutter. They're making the extra pass, tip a hat to the Tours.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think what happened was they had a good pump fake on the perimeter. Guy attacked the basket, helped defense showed up, and just created that opportunity for the big man from Italy.
That's pretty neat, huh?
Man, Blaine, how can we get us one of those, man? How can we get us one of those here at
Were you
Carencro
here
High
when
School?
we had the foreign exchange student play football?
Oh, no.
Kid from Mexico?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, Diego.
Yeah.
Diego.
Remember Diego?
Valenzuelas. Diego
I called him
Valenzuelas.
Diego. I just called him Diego all year.
Absolutely, man. Diego, what a phenomenal young man he was, man. And he made the very best out of his time here in the States. And he reached out actually to me a couple months ago. And he was on that team that made a semifinal run, man. That team made a semifinal run. And you know, I've been blessed and fortunate enough, man, Blaine, to be a part of 4 state championship teams. I was thinking about this the other day. That might be my most favorite team to ever coach. 2022 semifinal team.
Lawrence with a good look, off the back iron, tough rebound. As Taylor went up to get it, he falls down to the court. That was a fun team. That was a team that played hard. They were physical. Physical team, especially up front. I think we talked about that a couple nights ago.
Yes. Underrated offensive line. You know, everybody wants to talk about the 2020 offensive line. Rightfully so. And, of course, I've obviously coached some really good offensive lines in my time at Acadiana High School. But the 2022 offensive line for Carencro High School semifinal team was definitely one of my favorites.
Carencro playing a little quick and clumsy right there. After they come up with a turnover, they turn it over to themselves, trying to get the ball down the court. Trailing by 4. Sulphur's going to take the ball out from underneath the basket. That's the freshman, Hayden Monroe's going to check in for Savion Taylor.
Once again, regardless of the way this thing ends tonight, man, Blaine, what a phenomenal job our guys have done.
Malone that time coming in on the cut on the backside, was able to finish in traffic with the foul. He'll have an opportunity at a 3-point play. When you watch film, that's the guy who stood out, Coach. That's the guy. He's smooth, plays with a lot of confidence, with a high IQ. Can't keep him up down too long.
Absolutely.
Going to extend that lead now to 7 points.
Absolutely. Very impressed with Malone, Davey, and Thibodeau. That was the 3 guys that really stood out on film, along with the big man from Italy.
Looking for the 3-point play right there. It's going to be off the iron as Lawrence trying to make something happen. As Carencro now down 7 with 2:34 to play. You are going to have to start playing with a little bit more anticipation, Coach.
Yeah, and unfortunately at this moment, you know, this is when fouls become a big deal, but they shoot free throws so well, you know. So we just got to keep competing and see where it goes.
Since urgency is going to have to be there on the offensive side. Great help side defense, but nobody there on the backside for the board as the big fella, Giorgio, comes up with his 12th point of the night to extend the lead. It's 44-35 now.
We got to get the box out right there, man, Blaine. We got to put that hip in the hip.
Help side defense, right? Monroe came over on the help side and left nobody.
Well, D-Loss was there. Yeah, D-Loss was there. We just got to get a hip on the hip and get that box out.
Lots is going to let it fly from 3-point range on the step back. Couldn't let it fall. Sulphur's going to bring it back up. Morrison's going to get called for the body check underneath. Sulphur looks to gain more of a firm control of this game. And look, this is still some basketball left to play, but I'm still so impressed by Carencro's effort tonight. Great game plan, great execution. I love the heart of the young men who could have easily folded after the tough stretch they just finished up.
Yes, sir, no doubt. You know, the lead is kind of widening now from a point total standpoint, but you know, there's a chance that this thing could get to double digits, but the score is not a reflection of what transpired on the court tonight. And I think that we gained a lot of respect from them from the way we competed tonight. And I'm going to tell you what, they gained a lot of respect from me as well, you know. I thought that third quarter was going to be very important for us to kind of bust their head, and unfortunately we didn't do it, you know, and they kind of got their confidence back. And
a well-coached team. They made great adjustments at the break, and here you go. Getting them involved again. Malone coming up with the finish one-on-one on the isolation. Carencro's going to have to play a little quicker if they want to get back in the game. Going to call a foul away from the goal, though it'll be on the floor. Carencro will get it underneath the basket. down by 11 with 1:05 left to play in this fourth quarter.
Pop in!
Lawrence fakes, gets the man up, trying to finish underneath the basket, just couldn't come up with it.
Get ahead, G. No, don't do that. Hold the ball there.
Thought Carencro might foul there. A little Euro step action, coach. He'll get him with the charge, or is that a screen violation? A little moving screen by the big fella. I think they'll get him. How about the Euro step, though, huh? Number 11, Thibodeau.
Yeah, I think Thibodeau got a little cute right there, man, because he definitely could have pulled up for the tray ball. I think he got a little cute right there and wanted to
Up by 11,
have a little bit of style and a little bit of fun.
I'll get Carencro with a timeout right now. We'll go ahead and look at one of our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, as we cheer on Carencro Bears tonight, let's take a moment to spotlight an incredible opportunity for our future tech leaders. Carencro High School Academy of Information Technology, or AOIT, is our premier magnet academy dedicated to teaching students all aspects of technology, from hardware and cybersecurity to computer science and digital media, including our very own Carencro Bears network. AOIT prepares students for the digital world. Attention, 8th and 9th graders, if you're passionate about technology and eager to dive into the world of innovation, AOIT is the place for you. Hit up Mr. Seth Dickerson and the rest of that squad and get involved now. We have our very own students running this broadcast tonight, including Benji Desatel, who's been with us through football as well as basketball and always does a tremendous job, Coach. Can't thank the young students who make this possible and really run this whole operation to bring this to all of Carencro fans. It's a treat and an opportunity, and it's a great chance for young kids who don't know what they want to do in the future, interested in technology. This is something that you can come learn here at Carencro High School and get involved in, and hey, be a part of these broadcasts one day. Reach out to Mr. Seth Dickerson and get involved.
Success is about people, strategy, and competition. And in order for Carencro's Bears Network to continue to be successful for years to come, we need great people. We need great people, and we've got great adults right now. We need more great students to come in and be a part of this wonderful thing that we have going on. So if you've got an interest in technology, an interest in broadcasting, journalism, there's no better place for you to be than Carencro High School. Take a look online at lpssonline.com and apply to get in our academy.
I also want to give a shout out. You're talking about kids and adults. I give this to an in-between guy. Ross Noel, graduate from a couple years ago, still heavily involved with not only the Carencro Bears Network, but our football and basketball program. And he does it all. He's a tremendously talented young man. You can see him at Undefeated Shots on all social media. Get out and go look up Ross. That guy deserves a lot of praise and a lot of credit for what he does for Carencro High School and the athletic programs. Couldn't thank that young man enough. It's a tremendous, tremendous young man who we're lucky to have around these parts.
You know, for years I've been telling the tech god, Seth Dickerson, that, man, we need to do a little bit more on the digital media side. Need to do a little bit more on the digital media side. And I'll never forget, was watching Bears TV early in the morning, and they were doing their senior projects, and presented it to the whole school. And this guy got up there, and I'm like, man, I'm very impressed with him. Well, the very next day, man, Blaine, I'm out there on duty at 6:45 in the morning. That young man walks by me. I stopped him. I didn't pass up that opportunity to recruit him on, man. And that man was Ross. Okay, Ross was the guy that I was very impressed with, and him and I had that conversation. I kind of shared my thought and my vision with him of what I wanted someone to do within our football program or our athletic programs in general. And ever since, man, he's taken it and absolutely killing it for us right now.
Sulphur pouring it on now. Look, let's say something about Ross, too, as well. I mean, he's a man who's so wise beyond his years. I mean, he's so mature for his age. He leads the prayer group back here on campus as well. He just does everything right. He created his own path, too, Coach. He's not a follower. He's a trailblazer. Need more young men like that, not only in your program, but the entire community as well.
That's right. That's right. Young men and young women. So we're sitting next to one as well, Benji Desatel, who's just done a phenomenal job. Believe it or not, this whole Carencro Bears Network deal came in a ninth hour, as the old folks would call it, man. We've kind of picked this up in late July. Late July, kind of made some phone calls. And I want to thank my man Stuart Shelby with the Neville Tiger Network, who was very, very, very integral in us getting this started. Mr. Stewart and I must have talked for about an hour, and he kind of gave us the blueprint, and we did our best job of putting it into play. And within the first 6, 7, 8 months that it's been, I think we've done a tremendous job. And my man Benji here has been there every step of the way. So once again, we just need more young students, to come in and follow the phenomenal job that Benji, Ross, China, Owen, Samantha, Jade, and
look, Coach,
phenomenal
the best
students.
is yet to come as we gear up for football season. And I don't want to take away from basketball, but look, we're starting to put together our advertisement packages. And we have some great opportunities, not only to highlight your local business to the very demographic you want to serve inside your own area, and be an opportunity to not only do that, but help young men as well, and young women. Reach out to us at CBN Stream and get involved before it's too late. That'll do it here in this ball game as Carencro falls to the Sulphur Tours tonight, 48-37, in a score that don't quite tell all the story. Carencro came out early, dictated the pace, came out with a halftime lead. Second half, though, Sulphur was able to make the adjustments and come away with a tough road victory, pulling away late.
Yeah, man, once again, tremendous amount of respect, appreciation, and admiration for the way our Bears prepared in the days leading up to tonight, and the way we came out and competed tonight. So, unfortunately, this is another loss, and we've kind of had a few back-to-back, man, but just want to let our guys know of how proud we are of them and what a great job that they've done. And you know what? You got to tip your hat to the Gonzaga Tours as well, man. You got to tip your hat to them and wish them the best. And I enjoy watching them compete as well. And good luck to them the rest of the way. And, they're on the opposite side of the bracket. We're considered a Division I select organization. They're considered a Division I non-select organization. So we won't see them again this year. So best of luck to them as they move forward with the rest of their season. And we'll keep moving forward as well.
Yeah, and I want to say, too, it was a very well-playing game from the sportsmanship side. Too many times, especially in basketball, where everybody's in, tight quarters, these games get a little chippy at the end. Not here tonight. Both teams very well coached, very respected. Great job by Coach Kovac and his staff, as well as the Sulphur Tours.
Yep.
As Carencro just fell tonight, a little too sharp. Couple games left, Coach. In this season, they got to get one dub. They got to find a way to win a game to make the postseason and get it done. They're going to have a couple opportunities. This is a team that played pretty well early in the season, had a couple of really good wins to start the year. They didn't play a whole bunch of games, but they played some tough ones early on that you got to feel made them a little battle-tested. And this is another one that gives them kind of a feather in the cap, if you will, to get them ready for the last two games and an opportunity to play in the postseason.
Yeah, I'm not I know it's probably a reality, but I've heard the saying of, play up the competition, play down the competition, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of the, thought process behind our program right now. But I just think we got to show up, man. I think we showed up tonight. We didn't show up on Tuesday night. We didn't show up last Friday night. We showed up tonight. We've got to show up, work hard, compete, do things the right way for the rest of the season, and let's see where the chips fall.
As we come to a close on this game and this night here in the Bears Den, I want to, again, invite you over to tomorrow to the Carencro Parade that starts out at 11. It'll roll down University, and you can come down to Carencro Automotive, where Carencro Bears Bear Bash Booster Club will be serving up jambalaya as well as hamburgers in support of our football program. Come out and check them out right there at the corner of St. Peter and University. 48-37, the Golden Bears fall tonight to the Sulphur Tours, and you heard it right here on the Carencro Bears Network. I want to thank my guy and his wife for allowing him to be here on Valentine's Day, Coach Gavin Peters, and I want to thank my guy, Benji Desatel, for stirring the drink and keeping us line all night. We'll be back next home game right here on your home for all things Carencro, the Carencro Bears Network.